Welcome to You Hate to See It, everybody. It's been a long time, and I still actually don't know when this episode's going to come out, but it's already been 2 months of no episode, and it's going to be more.
As for the patrons who are watching the unedited, it might be a surprise after this long time of us not posting anything, but somehow we all three are still alive.
Yeah.
Somehow.
As it might have seemed that
Well,
one
tomorrow,
of us might
tomorrow
have
might be
perished.
different. My plans tomorrow might change that.
That's good. Don't stop it. Stop it.
I can't wait for the camera to freeze. If there's a lot of motion in front of it, like really quickly, it just freezes.
Oh.
I need a good new camera.
I also need a new camera.
I don't.
Don't you just have one connected, or is it an actual webcam?
It's an actual web.
Oh, look at that.
What the fuck would my camera just be connected to? My monitor?
Yeah.
Is that a thing?
Yeah.
Disgusting.
Yeah, you know how laptops have
Yeah, but why would you buy a monitor with one?
if you don't want to have a webcam separate.
Can't be a good way. Dude, so at work for like the our new boss, Amy bought him because it was on sale a fucking Razer camera. And it's like 4K and shit. I was like, this dude's gonna be on Teams meetings, like, and you got him and it has like the ring light built in and everything. I was like,
I have one of the. That's the one I have, but it's not 4K. It has
for work,
No.
for your Teams meetings that you're
No,
on.
it's for my OnlyFans.
Nice.
We've
The ring camera perfectly goes right around my asshole
Yeah.
when it's gaped. That's how I know I got to the right point. And then soon after, I have to end the video.
So.
I don't even know how to do these anymore.
Yeah.
Life updates, 4 months of stuff.
Oh boy.
Yeah, we
We all
haven't done
have-
this since we haven't. So for
We haven't recorded since fucking July.
yeah, so anyone who wants the inside scoop, we haven't recorded since July, except for 2 things. We recorded 2 interviews. One of them was with people Nick found who break into abandoned buildings.
Commit felonious acts.
Yeah. And another one was an episode that is going to come out once we come back from this hiatus that we've been on.
Have we recorded that episode? I
Yeah.
don't know.
Yeah, you weren't
Yeah.
there.
Oh,
Jeff
I
and I
wasn't
were there.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I like how in the
That did disappoint them greatly, by the way.
They're Shannon's favorites, so.
It's a lot of our
Yeah.
listeners like favorites.
um,
Everyone loves Sarah.
But yeah, so we haven't recorded in a while, and so we're recording this now, and even still, this probably isn't going to come out for at least a month.
Good.
But we're just starting to
Nick,
stockpile
this is a
little
podcast. You
bit.
will have to say more than and
No. Mhm.
We're
Sure.
We're
Yeah.
trying to stockpile
Rad.
a little bit because there's been a few life changes.
many. Everyone's the reason we haven't recorded is because life has fucked one of us every time.
Yeah. I don't know. Who do we go from most exciting to least exciting, or least exciting to most exciting?
Well,
I think we've held them off long enough that they could just have the most exciting
Okay,
first.
and then we'll just go downhill.
We go downhill.
Typical You Hate to See It podcast. We start on a high and just get worse. So I'm pregnant, me personally.
And
yeah.
yes, we are the dad.
Yeah. So my wife is
modern science.
my wife is pregnant, and that has been a lot.
Well, also a heads up, when this thing kicks in, I'm not going to be able to look at you. That light right above your head is awful.
We can re-angle it.
I just stared at it and it was a bad time.
I'm like slowly starting to get there. But yeah, so I'm pregnant, and then even more exciting, I have a new car. So
That is true.
so in August, I got someone hit me.
We did talk about that.
We
Yeah.
did?
Yes.
Yeah.
yes.
Okay, and
We
I
have a whole,
finally
like,
got-
2
I got to
episodes.
describe how I thought a trailer hitch could destroy
Oh,
your car.
okay. Yeah, and
From
so
a T-bone.
then I actually bought a new car out of pocket because we bought a new car a month before and we couldn't get a car loan again because you don't buy 2 cars in 1 month apparently.
Most people do. Well, I mean, unless you're have wahoo amounts of money. But
Yeah.
Could
but
have
yeah,
leased.
I couldn't have.
It's okay.
And it was too late for her. But yeah, so got a car, got pregnant, been dealing with that. A lot of doctor's visits, a lot of excitement. It's due the day before Jeff's birthday, or the day after Jeff's birthday.
It'd be a very
which
exciting.
is
I know when it is. We haven't announced when any of our birthdays
Oh,
are
fair
on
enough.
this podcast, though, so I don't know
Fair
if we
enough.
want to do
Same
that.
day as Shannon, so
It is.
that day could be a very spicy day potentially.
very.
That
Yeah.
day could become
My birthday will go from the second most important to the third, and it will be impressive. Yeah, we do suck at this.
we are pretty bad.
That's
I think we've always known that.
I think we're also all waiting for it to kick
for
in.
yeah.
For
So
the
so
real
Jeff
fun.
and I had some edibles, and
I'm
Nick's
on
over here
several
having
pain.
You're on cold medicine
meds.
and nicotine.
Yep. So my heart's about to go vroom vroom.
I'm about to start giggling at some point, and we'll find out when.
Yep.
So who's next?
I have nothing
Exciting.
fun that happened in my life. So.
Okay,
Um,
that's what I was thinking, but I didn't want to be rude.
to presume.
When in my head, when I was like, "Do we start from least exciting to most exciting, or most exciting to least exciting?" I was in my head like, "It doesn't matter. Nick's in the middle." But
My mom totaled her car. Ended up in the hospital for a week.
I feel like that's a trend in our friend group.
Yep. Well, she decided to go for a joyride at 8 o'clock on a Wednesday for a milkshake while her blood sugar was about 900.
Which is pretty ungodly. Like, I didn't know that. Like,
You
your
could be
blood-
alive.
Yeah, yeah. I thought at that point, I just thought your blood was maple syrup.
So she just became delusional and kind of crashed her car.
What do you mean, kinda?
She became very delusional and crashed her car. The dog was in the car for some reason.
Does she know why the dog was in the car? Does she remember the dog in the
Yeah,
car?
she remembers the dog was in the car. I got to drive around to 2 different police stations trying to find the dog. Dog's fine. My mom's fine. My mom's actually been doing pretty good lately. Like her blood sugars. I think the highest it's been since she got out of the hospital is like 220.
I was really expecting it to be like 15, and I was like, she's dead.
I think she's been able to get it as low as like 130, which is like
how
the
does-
sweet spot.
Does she have the patch that tests it?
No, she
for
has to
her?
prick each time.
Ooh,
Yep.
gross.
Yep.
That's what Cody does.
Mhm.
Get the thing that screams at you, because then she knows.
That's true. I don't think her insurance covers that. We also haven't gotten the insurance bill for that.
That's fine. Those are suggestions.
Yeah.
Trust me, as someone who's recently been to the hospital, bills are suggestions at this point as I wait for debt collectors to give me a good deal on my debt.
Okay. Not doing that.
Well, it's not going on your credit score.
It's true. I like my credit score being high.
My credit score is excellent, so we can afford to drop a few points.
So there was that. We're now in the process of trying to sell my mom's house and move her into an apartment. Because I moved into my grandmother's old home. So
Did we talk about your grandmother
Yes.
dying on
Yes.
this? Okay.
Yes.
yes, yes. So we spent several months cleaning it.
We're not done yet.
Nope.
What a time.
Still
But
got
he
it.
lives there now, and we're
Still
not
got
done yet.
one room in the garage and the living
And
room, which
the
is
attics and
the crawl space. Yeah, I guess at some point we'll go through the crawl space. So you
So
just,
it looks like a lot of fun stuff in there.
I mean, whenever you want to come over and climb in there.
when I remember,
Okay,
I didn't remember last week I was supposed to come over.
That is true.
Until the day after.
that is
So-
true.
But
enough.
also, you didn't remember either. So.
No, I thought it was this week.
No.
You said next week, and I'm like, okay, so.
I think it was a Saturday,
Yeah.
which is the end of one
Yeah.
week in my head. So next week was beginning,
Yeah.
like tomorrow.
Yeah, so that we got to put in carpet. Alex got into put in carpet. I got to use a carpet heater glue thing to mend a carpet because I didn't get enough carpet. And we put in new appliances. We got to road trip for a oven. Oven works pretty great. We've cooked a lot of things in that oven so far. So
He got it from my boss, who
Yeah.
also just bought a new house.
Oh.
yeah,
She didn't want her oven anymore because they got like a Labor Day deal from like Best Buy to get all 4 kitchen appliances for like stupid cheap.
And the reason you're talking like that is because she listens to the podcast. Because she doesn't she?
Yeah, she's one of our fucking
Yeah.
Yeah.
Patreons.
so oven's working pretty great. Big fan. We got a fridge.
Her husband thinks you're cool.
Honestly,
Seems
remarkable.
cool. Seems cool, especially after the whole scenario of that entire endeavor at her
Yeah.
house for 3 minutes.
Huh.
I don't think there was one intelligent thing said by the lads that were there, and it was mind blowing.
So, got a new fridge. We got the water line put in there. The water's still spicy, so we're trying to figure out why it's spicy.
What does spicy water? Mean?
It tastes like pool water.
Okay, so that's chlorine.
Very chlorinated. Trying to figure out why, and how to make that stop, as it's bad.
Get another filter for the. Do you have a filter in the?
It is, and I tried
Okay.
removing it, and it sprayed me.
Well, yeah, there's gonna be water in it.
No, like it was like a hose.
the first time I took my filter out, I didn't know how you were supposed to do it, and it shot across the fridge
That's-
because it fucking went.
That's exactly what happened.
Out at me.
That's
I was
exactly
like,
what happened.
holy shit! And I looked up how to remove your water filter from your fridge, and I was like, I did not do that correctly.
So the one in my mom's house is just unscrew, nothing like there's like a dribble. It's like the last little bit when you pee and you put your pants on.
What?
it's the pee that you accept goes in your
Exactly,
underwear.
you get it.
I don't know why, but him saying it like that made me picture him in a public bathroom with his pants around his ankles at a urinal. Nick's the guy that at a
And
sporting
as
event.
As
So
soon as
for
he starts
women, who are-
dribbling, he reverse takes his shirt off, but with his pants. Like,
as some women I found out don't understand that at sporting events, men's bathrooms are just a
trough.
trough. So I also like to think that Nick's there with like 30 other dudes at this piss
Just
trough. And
pants down,
Cubs
ass
game.
out. Yeah.
someone's gonna see his ass and think there's just a random like drywalled piece in the middle of this trough.
They should really patch that wall over there.
There's
So
definitely a hole.
Your
in there.
ass is the same color as the off-white that they always paint sports bathrooms.
So last week, which last week would be mid-October, Adam came over with a couple other friends, and we basically moved Shannon's house into my house now, which was my grandma's house. So that's now my house.
Your guys' house.
Yeah, our house.
Our
in the
house.
middle. Yeah, there we go. Copyright.
So we did that with a U-Haul, and then we went over to my house and my mom's house.
And brought more
Adam
things.
decided to pick up every single box in my living room.
So here's the thing. Nick's like, I'm moving into this house now, so let's go get my stuff. And I go, sure. And we get there, and he goes, okay, we're not taking everything, but we're taking most things. And I went, okay. And so we start loading things up, and then Nick went up either to shit or to your bedroom
It was
to
my
jerk
bedroom.
off. Either way,
Jerk off.
either way, it took him at least 20 minutes to do whatever he was doing.
I was packing clothes.
And my wife was watching a scary movie with one of her
Eating
friends.
someone upstairs, I think.
We'll see if Jeff cuts that out or not. Any,
Absolutely not.
but so I got done moving all the stuff that I was like, okay, this is what I was told to move. And I finished basically as you were walking up
Yeah.
the stairs, and then he disappeared. And so I was like, all right, well, I'm not going to stand here doing nothing. So I just started finding things that were his. If I saw an empty box, I would just start putting things in the empty box. And then I was bringing the full boxes out to the.
It's
truck.
like going back to the episode where we talked about when we went to go help out move, like clean out Alex's brother's house, and we talked about how you and I have this thing with when we help people move, we expect you to have everything packed up because we are here literally just to move shit, and that's all we're gonna do, and we're gonna do it fast because we don't want to fucking do it.
Well, and I'm also OCD enough that I was like, okay, well, he has a half-filled box over there, and there's a stack of loose Pokemon cards in the corner that was under the desk. So I'm going to start picking those up and putting them in this half-full box. And on my way there, I see other things that are Nick's. So I just start taking shit. And yeah, and then I literally had run out of things in his main living space that were his that I could like easily find. And he still wasn't down yet. And so I then had to speak to his mother for about 5 minutes. And
Oh, she just got out of the hospital.
yeah.
So,
Okay.
so yeah.
That's a face only for you. Our viewers don't even get to see it. But yeah, and then we finished.
So,
And
yeah.
Nick was like, "What the fuck?" And then I got back to his house and was talking to his fiance, and she was like, "No, he was supposed to move all of his stuff." And I was like, "Well, he's not." And I packed more than he was expecting, and he thought you'd be mad at me for doing that, so I apologize. And she's like, "No, Adam, you are right. Nick was wrong. You're doing the correct thing." I was like, "All right, that's for Nick to be yelled at later
Yeah.
on today, then."
So we're now basically at the 1 week mark in the house, and Shannon has gotten me sick, and yeah. So we're
Maybe
just
you
kinda-
didn't bless the house well enough.
I actually
Well,
saw.
I did bless the house.
I saw that you should a thing that you should need to clean out your vents,
We
like
well,
hiring the company that like basically shoots the tennis ball with suction throughout
Yeah.
all of your vents and then pulls it all out.
we had a furnace guy come by the house, who inspected the furnace, and marked it unsafe for habitation, as the furnace is from 1975, and the guy literally goes, "If my friends or my family lived in this house, I would tell them not to run this furnace." And I'm like, "Oh,
Nick, I'm gonna be real honest with you. Water heaters you
Run
should
that
replace
thing.
every 5 to 10 years. Furnaces are a little bit longer than that.
50?" Because it's
No.
48 years old.
No, so your grandma should have had. She should be on at least, at minimum, her third furnace since then.
Okay. No.
Nope, first one running strong.
Yeah, he's like, "I am amazed this thing
Like
is still
10
working."
to 15 years, you should think about it.
He's like,
You're fine.
he's like, "Yeah, I haven't seen or replaced one of these in 5 years." I'm like, "Fuck." So he's giving me a quote on Monday, and I'm also going to talk to Jeff's coworker's guy to see if I can get another quote and see how much it's going to run me. I thought the man was going to tell me, he's like, "Oh yeah, it's like 50 grand." I'm like, "Fuck." But no, it was like 10. At most, it's 10.
Yeah.
Also, how old's your water heater?
Water heater's newer.
How old newer?
Yeah.
10 years, maybe.
Okay, so you need to be thinking about that too.
Um,
And not just me, but my father and I know how to do that. So
Okay.
you can probably get a little bit cheaper on that.
Okay. So yeah, it's a fun time. 1975 house, and fucking not a lot of shit's been replaced.
Bussin'.
So yeah,
Ignore me.
and
I thought it was gonna hit, and then it hasn't hit.
Yeah, it's like right there for me. It's like on the border. Like
It's
I feel it creeping
it's-
up, and I'm waiting for it
it's
to just.
edging me right
you're
now.
getting edged by the weed gummy.
But I do feel next time I laugh like fairly hard, it's gonna be for a while.
And next week we have the fireplace guy coming out, so that's fun.
The what?
Fireplace guy.
Oh yeah, I was like, where the fuck's the fireplace? And I was like, oh yeah, I fucked with
I
it.
also forget that I have a fireplace,
That is true.
and it's right there.
Yeah. So, while some fun stuff that happened while we were working on the house, So when we replaced the carpet, he had to take off the floorboard, the crown molding on the floor, the trim,
That's just baseboard.
the
That's
baseboard.
baseboard trim.
And we lost nails for it in the process. So I basically took nails that were used to like hang stockings on the fireplace.
You did wrong.
thing.
Mantle.
Thank
Jesus.
you, mantle. And
Is this whole fucking thing gonna be us fixing every word you can't think of?
and used those to hammer in the molding.
Well, see, and if you decide to edit a lot, you could cut out us having to correct him and make him sound like he at least knows half of what he says.
No.
All right.
So yeah, the house it's a very interesting process that we have going on. It's a very interesting space. The microwave is in the dining room, so that's fun. It upsets me greatly.
Honestly, though, you could probably get rid of that dining room and make a bigger kitchen,
We've thought about that. That's maybe something
like
we do.
knocking down the walls. And
That's gonna be Shannon's book nook, and then the living room is going to be like our entertaining, like where I have D&D, where we come over to play Magic and all that stuff.
what are you making downstairs?
Downstairs is the family room, which is where like we
Okay.
spend time. And like if there's
That's
too many,
a little.
We're gonna go spend time.
Well, I'm
yeah,
like,
if like
That's
there's
a little back ass backwards. Whatever I'm saying.
that's
ass
how her house
backwards.
is set up.
I know that's how her house, but also her upstairs is small.
It is. Yeah.
It makes sense though if you're doing D&D and stuff and we're drinking or anything because carpet
Yeah.
versus hardwood. But
Hardwood needs to be fucking completely resanded.
yeah.
No.
But that is a little backwards. Like you would have your like more private space
We got
up.
an office, which is where we our desks face each other.
Are you now explaining what
I
the
am.
fuck of? Okay, whatever. This is. All
I'm
right.
explaining my
I-
house, my home.
I still think that we're like I think what you are considering your master bedroom, which weirdly enough is just the same location of your bedroom as a child, and hers, because you
Yeah,
guys have very
yeah.
similar style. Maybe that's why you guys chose that, because it feels
Maybe.
comfortable.
Maybe.
I still think though if you're doing that, you need to make that master into your office, because I have a feeling as loud as you talk, you guys are gonna fucking hate if both of you are, even if you're on the same Discord together, you're gonna hear yourself
So she had like I've been up
until we get
Yeah.
the sound thing, but she doesn't have one of those, so
if so
He also doesn't use this at home.
I'm gonna start streaming. But she's gone to bed before, like I've gotten offline before, and like she's fucking out. She doesn't even know I come to bed. So
I'm talking about just hearing yourselves on Discord and like the feedback. That's what, like, if you go into the bigger room. Also, why would you give your guests the biggest room? Like, fuck your guests. That's what I'm doing.
we aren't giving them the biggest room.
You fuck
Oh.
your guests.
I thought you were doing the spare bedroom in the master bedroom.
No, so the one that you've described that was like the same location. That's our bedroom,
Yeah,
and then there's the office,
yeah.
and then there's the third bedroom, which we're going to make into the guest bedroom.
Your grandma used as her master.
Yes.
You guys should go into there because it's more space. You can spread out.
Actually, the one we're in is the biggest room. So is the biggest room in the house.
I was just like, you couldn't be on. You guys could each have half a room.
Maybe. Yeah. We haven't figured that out yet.
Well, like I'm more
Also,
thinking
you're
like
Catholic and not
lengthwise.
married. You guys should be in separate rooms.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was fun. We had a huge argument about where we were gonna place a giant ass painting of the Virgin Mary. So that was fun.
Yeah, I had the best suggestion. Alex had the least appropriate suggestion.
Alex's suggestion made me leave.
Alex suggested to burn it because Mother Mary is a witch. For anyone to just get pregnant without sex.
Now
means
I
that
don't know
you are a witch.
if you know anything about Catholicism, but that's
Now-
a big no-no.
Well, and here's the thing: it depends on what you think about. If we're watching Halloween Town, Mother Mary's a witch. If we're in church, Mother Mary is not a witch.
So yeah, and yeah, that's kind of how the house is going. As I told the guys earlier, I'm going to reiterate my plans for tomorrow. To go to the Pew Pew range and then go see Jesus. those are not what you're thinking they are. Or maybe they are. Maybe you're not as cryptid as us.
You should put the Virgin Mary behind you when you stream, next to Gustav.
Next to that other horrifying photo.
Oh, the nun.
Is that a nun? Is
Yeah,
that what that thing was?
So my grandmother has a picture of a nun that was basically.
You mean the one that was like behind the door in her master? The one
That's
that
a
looked like a
nun.
mixture of like
That's a nun.
Hitler and
The one that I like called you into her master. a little
Yeah,
bit?
that's a nun.
That's horrifying. And that nun.
looked a lot like a man with a shaved head, and Hitler.
So that picture.
That picture was from The Sound of Music.
It was like a person that was very close to my grandmother, so she had a picture of her in her room,
And then wonders why she thought there were ghosts in her
well,
house.
here's the thing: is that when we would like have sleepovers, we'd share a bed with my grandmother, and this is when we were like,
Had sleepovers.
yeah, like if I stayed at my grandma's house.
Okay. I just picture sleepovers as a thing 12-year-olds do with their
I mean, I
friends.
was like 9. I think the
And
last
so,
time I
like,
did it, I was probably like
Big story,
7.
like, yeah, during sleepovers, I would sleep with my grandma. And I'm like, with your friends? Like,
I did not have those sleepovers.
I invite my grandma over because I can't. It's my safety grandma. Nick didn't have a safety blanket. He just brought his grandma to cuddle.
Oh God, this is turned into hell. Oh, there it is. I found it.
I got him.
But we got to, or when we would have like we'd stay over at my grandma's house. I don't know. I'm not like self-conscious how to describe it.
You should be.
But that
Because your
picture,
first one was real bad.
that picture
I
is
was
just
just thinking
there.
about his
Did you guys
safety
also
grandma.
Did you guys also sleep naked?
Oh my God.
Is this when you were wearing women's underwear?
Yeah. Is this the same story?
How do you remember that story?
Why wouldn't I? That's the most wild thing.
I think
What
that,
is your hair?
I think that episode is one of our featured episodes on Snapback Sunday on social media.
That's pretty fucking bad.
For you. Content-wise, it's pretty great.
So yeah, that's been my life lately. Still working. I worked for like 3 months. I fucking worked 60 hours a week, so that was fun.
I forgot that I put my Zen pouch in there. That could have been a real bad time.
So yeah, that's cash money. I want a dog. I think I'm really trying to convince.
This is the most
Yeah, how about you finish paying for your house first and getting it cleaned out?
Yeah, you're gonna bring a puppy in there. It's gonna die.
That house still smells like pee.
You're gonna give it
Does
water.
not smell like.
Yo, when you were there, like when I walked in, it had a funk that I was like, I don't remember.
You think that was bad? You should have been there the day after his grandma passed away and moved the fucking couches.
Those things were pungent.
We needed like full hazmat suits,
Yeah.
but Nick was like, "Here's some latex gloves, my guy. We'll figure it out."
They were pungent.
Yeah, I can imagine.
It's just soaked into the walls in there.
We got paint. So
with like smell blocker.
You need to, instead of primer, you need to do a coat of Febreze.
Yeah, like I think they make
You need to
Kills
just
that's-
dump out.
I think they make Kills primer that's odor blocking. So you should. fucking look
I don't
into
smell anything. The house smells nice. Like
doesn't.
Shannon likes candles.
That. Yeah.
He's trying. He's doing so good.
So I don't think it smells that bad.
It's when I walked in, it hit me.
Oh,
You're nose blind, but
oh.
it hit me.
Okay.
So what did you used to do with your
What?
your with your security grandma?
Well, mine were both dead when I was born. So. Nothing really.
Okay.
My parents made me get unattached from mine at a really young age. Whereas Nick got to bring his sleepovers at the age of 9.
So Jeff, how was your
Maybe that's why your grandma had a weird infatuation with younger men.
It's a bold statement.
I was one of the men.
I think you were the only one. And
No,
you
there's the
reminded me
neighbor.
of Jesus.
It was the neighbor.
How? Yeah, but is your neighbor like that much younger?
Then my grandmother, yes.
Well, yeah. Your grandmother walked the earth with dinosaurs, so
She turned in her first grade tests as chiseled on a rock.
every time he opens his mouth, I'm
It's
like,
scary.
I'm
It's really
yeah,
scary.
I'm hooked because you never know what's about to come out.
So yeah, that was my fun, funky,
Buzzing.
fresh, exciting 3 months. What's going on with him?
He's fine.
Are you sure?
Just
So
ignore him.
Jeff,
Uh-huh.
what happened to you?
Nothing. I mean, just going to therapy.
Same, man.
Sounds like you just had a good cry.
Same, dude. Yeah, man. We are. Yeah, we're the same. We're the same person.
So bitch.
I don't know where I was going with anything now. Oh, therapy. Therapy. My sister had a pacemaker put in, and then a week later had to go into the ER and the ICU because they had to go do another surgery on the pacemaker because, they
They
Forgot
made
to put in the
oopsie.
battery.
no, they put in the wrong one.
What?
If she would have had a, I can't, just give up.
Why is your mouth so sloppy like that?
Yeah, so the thing that sucks is him, like, I can, like, hear it as he's trying to clear it, and it's making me, like, I'm talking right now, and I don't feel anything like that, but, like, it makes me self-conscious that, like,
Why is it just so
I'm
much?
starting to get self-conscious that the more I start to talk during my story, if I ever get to get more than 6 words in, I'm afraid that I'm just going to start drooling on myself, because Adam's not even fucking speaking, you can just... It's like he has cud just stuck in his goddamn gums at all times.
We're doing great. Jeff, continue.
Thanks, man. Yeah, and so she went back. She's fine now. Well, as fine as you can be with someone who's young and just got a pacemaker put in. She is apparently now considered 98% disabled
Oh,
because of her stomach problems and now her heart problems.
So is she allowed to park close to things now?
no, it means she gets her social security while it's still there.
It's disabled, not handicapped.
I should be able to park closer to people.
To people?
You're making it really hard not to make the joke that I want to make.
I think you shouldn't be within 500 feet of a school.
That's really unfortunate because I live a block away from a school.
Whew.
And then I guess I had the shit. My back was all fucky, so I was on a fuck ton of drugs for like a week and a half.
He was on the good.
Something like that. That first night I was on, when I was on them, holy fuck! Like I was in Discord and like I think we were playing like an ARAM or something, and like going through the ARAM, like I was just numb. Like we got out of it and I was like, I don't even know what the fuck just happened. For all I knew, we were still waiting for the queue to pop to get into the fucking game. And then, like, I did something really stupid in the next game. Like, someone, like, flashed at me and started attacking me, and I just fucking stood there until I died. And Alex was like, you okay, bud? And I'm like, no. And then I laid in bed and did the whole, oh my god, I'm going to be high forever. And then I was pretty much high for a week and a half. I didn't go. I worked from home the next day, and I feel like I did my job, but there's a very good chance I just stared at my computer. And didn't
Alex
touch
and
it.
I picked him up to go pick up the oven,
Oh,
and
God.
he's just like in the back, like I hear him go, "I'm really happy I came out." And as I look in the rear view, and I just see him like, "Oh my god, it's so great to see the sky."
Yeah, and then somehow I said the most intelligent things while we were getting the fucking stove because I still wasn't allowed to lift anything, so it was him and Alex.
So you were just there for moral support?
Well,
Just
it
to
was
get out of the
also
He wanted to-
also because now not only do I talk shit to her at work about it, but now I can call her out on a podcast. Amy didn't invite me in to see her new house, and there will never be another chance. There's no way I'm ever gonna be at Amy's house.
It's quite a trip. It's Yorkville, so
Not that. It's just that there will be no reason
Oh,
for me to ever
fair.
go to her house again. And like Monday following, she was like, "Yeah, I don't know why I didn't invite you." And I was like, "Well, also, Alex said probably the most unintelligent thing ever said by man right before I made him get in the truck for us to leave. They literally put the fucking stove in the back of the truck." And she was like, "Oh, by the way, like I cleaned off the stove, but as you could tell, the right side was the more favored side with like it was worn down,
Yeah.
and stuff." And Alex goes, "Well, which side's the right side?" And I just like slowly started to turn to him. He's like, "Well, are you talking about it from like behind the stove, looking at the stove, so that's the right side, or like you in front of the stove and the right side's on the other?" And I went, "Who the fuck's ever behind their stove?" And then he's like, "Well, you never know."
I actually can be behind my stove. So.
He went, "Well, you never." I'm like, "Just get the fuck in the car. We're leaving." And then Amy brought that up. She was like, "Alex is interesting," and
Special.
I was like, "He's not intelligent. He's really good with fractions, which is amazing, but that dude is special." How is it every time I look over here, something more crazy is going on the top of your head?
I got a haircut and my hair was made short on the sides, and I kind of like it.
Okay. Did they not cut the top at all?
They did. No, this is all spectrum. I didn't get a haircut
Did you request
like June.
Did you request that specific haircut, or did they just do something? to you?
I've had this haircut for.
I know. Did you
So wait, then why
say
are you
anything to
why
them?
are you bringing up that I got it short on the side? Like, if
I
that's
wish-
what you always do,
It's
why
a
do you-
little shorter.
I wish
than
he would have done
I
something to
usually
his baby hairs. Spiral them up or something. Do some cool shit.
I'm gonna come back here with a mustache. I hope you know this.
You already are here with a mustache.
Not wrong.
That's how facial hair works. Oh, sorry. I didn't know you had a beard there until you just showed me your chin.
He's mean.
He's getting aggressive.
He's getting really aggressive.
Maybe you should shut the
Yeah, I'm thinking about it.
I feel like we've been recording for 50 minutes.
I have no
hope it's
idea.
been 8. I hope
There's
it's
no way.
no, there's no way.
Where are we at?
I love the camera. Oh yeah, we can end. I mean, that's basically all that's happened in my life. Now I'm here.
Hey, thanks for listening. Next episode, don't know when that's gonna be.
Not even close.
Anyway,
Yeah,
next episode I'll be really more high. W.GG, promo code YOUH82CIT. Because we're recording it now. I'm just getting worse.
Ignore that. I don't
Okay,
know what button to push.
okay, bye.